everybody, and welcome back to What If Civilization Started Over again. And if you didn't realize last episode, I kind of ended the series for a little while, but now we're back. I finally found the files. Alright, so now, let's go straight to the episode, which we will be actually doing something else today. And it will be actually doing provinces, which are going to be hard, I think. Which I'm not even going to do it on this. I'm going to delete this here. I'm going to add a new image. I'm going to add another layer. Alright, so this is a new layer. So I'm going to go, we're going to start over here in Germany with the provinces. So let's just start it. Alright, I don't know. Alright, so we're going to put this little province here and beat this up here. I think I'm going to turn on this. Alright. I need tolerance. Hold up. I think I'm gonna need, I can't do this, bro. This is gonna be annoying, bro. Alright, so we ain't doing provinces. I don't know how 80s does this. We will be now starting the new episode. With France. First off, France last episode was quickly expanding, and we even might see France connect the two continents together. First off, we have to start their expansion. France has been on the run recently. They've been expanding a lot. And we can continue this with them getting into northern Iberia quickly. And this is going to go very fast too, as their empire starts to expand. Into Catalonia even, as well. But the Germanic kingdom has enough, because traffic, I don't know how to say it, but in a tragic moment, France starts to invade into Germany after hearing their king, their main oligarchs say, hey, we're done. And they hear about this, and French rulers, the ruler of France declares war on Germany. Their knights, their first army moves through. I'm pretty sure Germany jumped France. They get up into Netherlands. And Germany starts to suffer real quick. But then finally, they start to push back a little bit. And these are not just like some little pushbacks. These are like giant waves of pushbacks. These pushbacks are so strong that even the French army is hesitant about attacking again. Eventually, they sign a peace treaty, basically saying, hey, I'm going to keep this. The tensions are even higher now. And the French Empire starts to expand more. And if we go look at the undiscovered land map, we will be seeing France discovering a lot more. So they have discovered a lot. But they have realized that exploring more land without everybody else knowing is better because they can have it all for themselves without anybody else knowing. So they send explorers out more than colonizing these lands. They send more explorers to take and discover lands instead of to colonize it because they can tell everybody, oh yeah, we found no land, when they really found like a jackpot of land. So they start massive expansions, and eventually though, they meet up with a different civilization. A civilization that meets up with the rest of the world. Meaning, if we look at this layer now, you realize that the whole world is now connected. The French have officially connected the world together. And this is insane because let's look how many nations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 nations in the world. Let's check North America. Alright, no nations there. There's about to be a lot more this episode. But quickly, Germany starts to expand too. No, not expand. They start to explore. And most of Turkey is now probably explored now. But something else is happening over here in India. The Persian Empire pretty done, because look at what these guys are doing. These guys are doing mass exploration. Hold up. Alright, they start doing mass exploration, which... Oh, no. That's too big. Oh, God, my hand hurts. Ugh. And they found some cities over here in the Middle East as they start to move forward into India. They want to take over the world, basically. They think everybody else is, like, weaker than them and, like, unexpected and uncivilized. Or themselves are suffering with homeless ratings, or people with no homes, and a government being split. So eventually, after a while, groups in India start to rise up against Persia. Eventually, though, we have India breaking away from now Persia. This Indian nation is going to be called the Gupta Empire or the Mauryan Empire. I'm going to call it the Mauryan Empire, because this looks a lot more like the Mauryan Empire than the Gupta Empire. The Gupta Empire was more like focused up by the Himalayas. So this is kind of what this world looks like right now, but Persia ain't taking that disrespect. So is India. But more protesters in India are happening because they're treated like trash. There's more and more revolts here, but this isn't fighting, this is like more like protesting. Eventually this whole area of Persia breaks, and eventually they just decide to let it go. Oh, hold up. Bro. Alright, there. So India is now a major nation in the world and a land discovered. We can fix this real quick. Nobody would ever know that they would discover all of this. Like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. I think this series has a long way to go. I'm gonna give you all a hint. This series is gonna be over 200 episodes. I'll tell you that. It's gonna get to World War 8. Not even World War 8. Probably World War 20. So if 80s Pro ends this series, guess what? Y'all have this series to watch, if anyone would want to watch it anyway. But this is now... So now let's go look at something else real quick. Over here in Asia, back to China. What is going on here in China? Another nation forms. Instead, this is the dark blue nation in China. Finally, tribes over here united, and they start to form their nation. They're gonna form like by the Ganges River. I think the Ganges kind of like look something like this. So they're gonna form like right on the heart of it. And eventually they do this. Their little nation looks something like this. And they kinda start to expand north. Their rapid expansion, oh yeah, land discovered. They are massive explorers. They don't care about like not exploring. They care about exploring to the harshest. They don't care if like 50 people die while exploring. Ah yes, just replace those people. So we kind of have the first ever like nationalist kind of nation, because they also have like a powerful person that they have last say on everything. They even discovered Taiwan with their ships. They have ships at this time, don't worry. Well, they have like really early ships. Like, this world is very undeveloped. It's not as developed as our world from today. And these guys, they start to kind of want to go north. But then there's a split between their people basically saying, hey, what about south? That's where the river is. Like, we need to go by the river. And also, there's obviously people that want to go west, like this, by the river. So there's a whole debate in there, and then the explorers over here in Taiwan, they're like, ditch this, we're leaving. So then China's empire starts to slowly collapse, just like in real life. And these guys, they also discover, they take the rest of South, the rest of real China, which I call Taiwan. But these guys aren't just gonna do that. They're gonna land here in southern China because these guys are also the group that wanted to go down south. Alright, so also look at this real quick. They probably discovered all of this now. But ships start to move through these two areas. They're mainly going west. I mean, this might turn into a problem, like they might discover North America a little too early, but their ships cannot go that far. The farthest they're going to be going is like this far, but most of them don't come back. Alright, so now, no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Alright, so now these guys, the original Chinese here, they're like, hey man, can you join back? Like, please? Like they're little, like, please, 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 please. They ask them if they can possibly join back again, and they say no. Because guess what? They don't give a care about these guys anymore. They're like, let my own nation take care of. Bye. They leave them. And this is like enough for the government. They're not gonna attack them. They're gonna split. The whole southern part of them splits from them, and we're gonna give them this color. Alright, so yeah. The world looks something like this now. And over here in Italy, we have the giant, this nation here, this giant empire. These guys, they start to expand into Turkey. And then they put their capital in Turkey. This is totally not the Ottoman Empire. I might have plans for them. But this isn't the Ottomans, don't worry. Oh my god, bro. But they're going to take a majority of this territory here. They're going to do something like this. This is their empire. Obviously, they're not going to have borders like this. They're going to have like roundish borders because it's the ancient times. They're going to obviously have roundish borders. But their empire starts to expand, and the Red Nation and them are starting to have heated tensions because of the balance of power. The Red Nation is looking weaker and weaker while these guys up north are looking stronger and stronger. The Red Nation does not like this. So they're like, hey man, can you stop looking stronger than us? Because you're really not. And eventually all-out conflict begins between these two. Why, you may ask? They don't like each other. That's why. And they start to attack each other. Red Nation does, though. The Red Nation has sweeping campaigns, eventually even getting up here, splitting their territories in half. They started having naval dominance in this area too. They say, hey, get out my continent, it's not your continent. It's not your continent. Then the Blue Nation goes on the side with the giant Israeli empire, the Palestinian Israeli empire. Then these guys start to invade them. Then the Red Nation pulls back their troops after hearing this, and this starts to get pretty bad for the Red Nation because they do not want to be sanctioned or split in half. Because that's their biggest fear. And eventually these troops arrive back and they start fighting. And the Red Nation, though, they lose most of their morale. And they start to protect the main motherland. The Red Nation, you're kind of cooked. Like, literally cooked. So most of their family members start to retreat to Arabia and this little peninsula here. Well, that isn't even a peninsula. But these troops start to flood in quickly. And sooner or later, they can never come back. Because the Red Nation is the only one that knows about their little exclave here of their nation. They guard this little area here because that's how they're going to get there. And eventually, most of their citizens end up surrendering between the two. As soon everything goes downfall, as both of these nations here decide the right way to split it. And then they decide to draw an actual border, the first ever real peace treaty. Not some area where they just take their claims. An actual peace treaty where they sit with each other to like think about the peace treaty. And this is kind of what's going to happen here. So they kind of take all of this, and up here, these guys, they take all of this. Lucky for Red Nation is still here. Remember that. The Red Nation is still here. But this nation here, they're just way too big. Like, how are these guys even a nation anymore? Nobody knows. Also, over here in Italy, we also have a new nation forming. These guys are immigrants from the French nation. They come right here. And they become this orange. No, let's make it brown. This is going to be the brown nation. The brown Italians. The brown Italians are a very excellent nation as they're able to prosper from where they are. Their prosperousness is very great to the nation. They start to move through here, and eventually, though, they meet up with the. So look, they have a couple explorers go here, and they meet up. And it's not too pretty, but they actually have a bit of more friendly relations. Okay, so over here to Germany, a couple ships accidentally landed somewhere that they weren't supposed to go just yet, but anyways, that doesn't matter. Because now they have landed in England and their explorers. Their explorers are obviously going to do what, and that's going to colonize. Well, they're going to explore all of the southern, like they're going to explore all of England. They discover a Irish island, but then, well, it doesn't matter. Alright, so then, Germany, what are they doing now? They are now expanding way past their borders. And they even start to take they take a giant like chunk out the Himalayas here. No, not the what the frick? The Alps. The Italian Alps. They take a good chunk out the Italian Alps. But then people in this nation are a bit tired of this, and you will probably guess what's about to happen to them. They're about to absolutely be toppled. That's what's gonna. No, not really. They're just gonna lose territory. So you have this area of them breaking. So this part of them breaks away, and it starts to grow. Eventually, Germany sits at a little treaty with these guys, saying, "Hey, don't do this again. Like, this is gonna get real bad if you do that again." Like, give us a little memo, basically. But this is kind of what they give them, and that's that. And Germany starts to expand into England. They only take this little bit here and leave it, as they gotta set an official border with this Denmark nation, which is also expanding too. And they expand a lot more, like a lot more. They expand up into Norway and then they get a little too cold, so they just go right back here. They set up a little colony over here. But they declare from Germany that they kind of want all of this from them. Alright, so Germany is fine with that. They don't need this coast anyway, they can just use that. And then over here, the Italians meet up with Germany. They actually are great friends. And matter of fact, the thing that's about to happen is going to be very great for Germany and their allies. They end up deciding to join the Circle Alliance. Even though France was having a good relation with them, these guys still decided to join the Circle Alliance. France needs a freaking ally. They found somebody. To combat the Circle Alliance, or the Eclipse Alliance, they make the Diamond Alliance, which is between them and Netherlands. This is the combat the other alliance. Well then, Greece joins the Diamond Alliance. Which now, the Circle Alliance has all their members trapped. And this could be a very competitive alliance. But these brown Italians, they start to make major ground here. Oh, frick. They start to make major ground in Italy and discover all of Italy, including Sicily. They soon set up a border with Germany too, because there is disputes, and Germany's just giving the disputes all the way to their friends because they don't want to get an argument happening between their alliance, and then they're all alone with France, which will absolutely obliterate them. The brown dudes also make a deal with France, and they kind of do this. And now the brown nation, they kind of start to explore into Africa a bit. Right here we can immediately restart with this, as they discover a lot more. They get here. Oh, up here. Yeah, these guys here, they discovered a lot more. All right, there we go. And so over here, this is a major dispute, but finally, guess what happens? France just decides to take it. And this is like, what the frick? Like, why? Like, what? Why? Over here, this purple nation here, the French nation, I meant. They take this. And, eventually, the brown Italians, the colony gets very angry at them because the brown Italians start the first ever colonization, and basically say goodbye to your colony because they just broke. Like, how do you lose your colony that fast? That's like that's like big, like, yeah, you don't know how to freaking do your job. These guys here, though, they immediately expand, and they stop their colonialism, and they start to combat Italy. Oh yeah, Greece. What are these guys doing? They take over a lot more. Final event of this episode, the Red Nation starts to expand again. And they start to go out into these areas here and to discover all of this real quick so they can get all their old territory back. They don't even want their old territory back, that's the thing. So why just try to get it when you can literally get it later? And their empire soon realizes something. Persindia, they're a bit weak. well, basically, what's about to happen here is basically